Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gentle Business Space podcast. I'm Fabi, I'm a nervous system friendly business and systems mentor, and I support other sensitive women build an aligned and sustainable heart-centered business with more clarity and calm and structure so that you can really grow your business without burning out. And today's episode is a little bit different. I usually write out all my notes. This time topic only just kind of came to me, but it's something I wanted to talk about because it's a topic that's been coming up in coaching sessions as well as for myself as well. So as I'm recording this, we're coming to the summer. We're just in the middle of a heat wave, and this is often a time that we want to take off a little bit more time to relax, to take off time off work, and to really enjoy our life outside of our business. And it's something that made me think of the kind of balance of life versus business, and noticing where our focus is at the moment. And I think that's a focus that very naturally shifts over time. And it really depends on what you need at the moment. So if you're quite ambitious and driven, maybe you also have beliefs around, having to earn rest, it can be very difficult to step back. So for me, it was always creating a business. I was very involved in this. It really taken over my life. Lots of reading outside of, the actual work, of building my business, of growing my business. First it was yoga and then virtual assistant work. So I was always very focused on that. But lately, the last year or so, I've noticed a shift of this is still important to me, but I need more focus of my life again, of doing things for myself, of seeing friends and family more often. And work just kind of took a step back. And that's can be very difficult to accept, to shift, to notice maybe that's not my main focus at the moment. It's still important to me, but it's not my main focus. Other things are more important to me. And that might be because you have bigger life commitments at the moment, bigger changes, you have other care responsibilities or anything like that, but also just because you want to. I think it doesn't always have to be because there's something else big going on in your life, but it can also be because you want to take the summer off. You want to enjoy your hobbies more often. You want to see friends and family more often. And you spend a long time, focusing on your business, and then there also needs to be space for something else. Because why are we doing this otherwise? You've probably started your business because you wanted to have more free time, to be more flexible, to do more of the things that you enjoy. But because you're passionate about what you're doing, it's quite natural that often our focus can be very, very, very business focused, and then we kind of let go of everything outside of it. So maybe you're experiencing that as well, or have in the past, or maybe there's a shift coming now. And it's really just a reminder that it's okay to shift your focus. And I think in different phases of our lives, we're going to have a different focus, a different priority, business versus kind of our life focus. And that doesn't mean we're suddenly abandoning our business. It's, we still want to be consistent and, still show up, still continue working in our business, because obviously there's a reason why we've built this. But it might mean that you're going more into maintenance mode, kind of doing the things that are essential, doing the client work, doing the main work that needs to be done. And maybe leaving out the things that aren't a priority right now. Maybe it's not so much a focus on growing a business, but more maintaining it, keeping things running. We're doing the essential bits, and then we switch off. And that is also okay. I think it's very much also that kind of a seasonal approach that I talk about a lot. So if we look at the seasons, we have, spring is the energy, summer is kind of the doing, things are happening. Autumn is more winding down, gratitude for what's been achieved. And then winter is time to rest. And that same, that seasonal rhythm can be applied to our working week and month. That we have this kind of arc of planning and then doing and then reviewing and gratitude and then resting. But it can also apply to our life seasons, depending on what season we're in. I mean, if you look at nature, it's not always active. It's not always, blooming. In winter, the flowers go and we shed and we let go of the leaves, and it's time to kind of step back. So the same within your life. So if you've been working on your business for a really long time, for quite a few years, and you've been doing a lot in it, there needs to be some time as well to step back, to rest, to recharge, and maybe shifting the focus slightly. So as I said, it doesn't mean completely abandoning your business. It just means looking at what's really essential right now, what's more important to you right now, and what do you need right now. And then allowing yourself to follow that. So allowing yourself to do a little bit less in your business maybe, and focusing more on your life. And that will shift again. It's usually a phase of, okay, I need to step back, I need to breathe. There's other things that are priority for me right now. I'm going to keep my business running, do the essentials, but I'm going to focus on something else. And then usually after we've actually allowed ourselves to do that, there's often then new energy slowly coming back, just like with spring. Step back, winter was there to rest. And then stepping back with new energy, with new ideas, with new visions, with new focus, with that renewed energy. And I think that can shift so much for us when we actually allow ourselves to step back. I know there's a lot of pressure to always be on, always be present, always be there, always do more, and always achieve more. And at some point it comes to the question of, okay, what is enough? If we're constantly trying to do more and more and more and grow and grow and grow, that's really exhausting and really goes against that natural energy of, okay, actually, this year is for maintenance. I'm happy to stay, where I am with my business, to maintain what's there, do what I need to do to get the clients that I need to, to survive, to pay my bills. But maybe it's not my year where I focus on growth, on really actively growing, on new strategies, on creating new things, on creating new offerings, creating new systems, funnels, and all of that. Maybe it's a year of stepping back, doing the essentials. And it doesn't have to be a year. It might literally just be a few months. But yeah, allowing ourselves to not always grow. And that sounds a little bit counterintuitive when we look at, wanting to grow our business. But on a very human level, I think we need space to step back a little bit. And sometimes it's, about putting in the right systems that allow us to do that allow us to be in maintenance mode, that allow us to step back. But ultimately, I just, it's just a reminder. I know how hard it is to constantly grow, to really push and push and push, and really wanting this to make this work, what you're doing, what you're sharing with others. And it's okay to step back for a moment, to breathe, to take time for yourself, for your life, to really enjoy what you have worked towards already. And then we can continue. Then you can come back to with renewed energy. And, you know, it's all part of not burning out, because if we don't actively take those rests, then often they're forced upon us when we get ill or burn out. Yeah, so just a reminder too, it's okay to go into maintenance mode. It's okay to do a little bit less. It's okay not to focus on new growth, on new things, on building new things all the time, because that's tiring. It's really, really tiring after a while. So, yeah, I could repeat myself a few more times to really get the point across, but I think you know what I mean. So if you need a little bit of space to step back, to breathe, to rest, I invite you to allow yourself to do that. Do the essential things that need to be done in your business, and focus on other priorities at the moment, and that's okay. And yeah, I think that brings us to the end of the episode. As I said, I could go on and probably repeat myself multiple times, but that's really all I wanted to share today. As always, I'd love to hear your insights. If you have anything to share, feel free to always just get in touch. If you like more support with one-to-one mentoring to really create a business that aligns with your needs, with your nervous system, and allows you to work in a more aligned way, in a gentler way, then please just get in touch. I offer one-to-one mentoring. So yeah, please just message me and we can have a chat about it. And yeah, take care. Thank you so much for joining. And I will see you soon for another episode. Take care.